So, what if I told you that the biggest problem in your life isn't really the problem at all? That's the powerful, kind of mind bending idea we're going to unpack today. And honestly, it could completely change how you deal with stress and worry.
Just let that sit for a second. I know it sounds like a riddle, right? A paradox. But what if that one simple sentence holds the key to a much calmer, much clearer way of living?
Okay, so what does that actually mean in the real world? Let's dig into what's really going on here and see how this one little shift in perspective can make a massive difference. I want you to think about something that's weighing on you right now. Could be a deadline, a tough conversation you need to have, a bill. Just pick one thing. Now, really ask yourself, is that thing the actual problem? And here is the big reveal. The issue isn't the external thing. It's not the deadline or the bill. The real problem, the thing that's truly causing all that anxiety, is the incredible amount of overthinking we do about it. This brings us to the real villain of the story, the one that takes a tiny little issue and just blows it up into a catastrophe. We are talking about the trap of overthinking. Let's walk through how this happens, because this is probably going to sound super familiar. It always starts with something simple. A single fact. I have a presentation on Friday. That's it. Clear, manageable. It's just a task on your calendar. But then our brain kicks in. Okay, sure, but what if I mess up? What if I forget what to say? What if the slides don't work? What if my boss absolutely hates it? And suddenly, it's not so simple anymore. And it doesn't stop there. But then, if my boss hates it, I'm definitely not going to get that promotion. And if I don't get the promotion, then my entire career is basically over. And just like that, in the span of a few seconds, you've gone from a simple presentation to a full-on career meltdown. The original, actual problem is now buried under this massive pile of anxiety and what-ifs. That, my friends, is the thought spiral. So let's be super clear about this. The key takeaway is this. Overthinking isn't the problem itself. It's all the extra thinking, the incredible amount of thinking you are doing with the problem. It's all the extra baggage, that story we wrap around a simple fact. All right, so if overthinking is the real enemy here, what on earth do we do about it? Well, it turns out the solution is just as simple and just as powerful as the diagnosis. It's all about learning the art of letting go. Two little words, let it go. Now, this isn't about ignoring the presentation on Friday. It's about letting go of the story, that entire crazy spiral of doom and gloom that you built around it. And letting go, it's not some passive thing where you just sit there. It's an active choice. And it really breaks down into these three parts. First, you just have to see the spiral. You have to acknowledge, there I go again. I'm overthinking. Second, you make a conscious choice to stop, to just refuse to play the what-if game anymore. And third, you bring all your focus back to the simple original problem. I have a presentation on Friday, and you deal only with that. So what actually happens when you do this? When you manage to cut loose from that spiral and just get back to basics? Well, you find a state of being that is, it's pretty powerful. The result is freedom. I mean, can you imagine that feeling? Like a massive weight just gone. It's the mental space, the clarity, the peace that floods in when you stop carrying the burden of 100 imaginary problems and just focus on the one real one. And that's the payoff, right there. Remember the instruction, let it go? Well, here's the result. And be free. The action is directly tied to the outcome. You do this, you get this. Now, the source material we've been exploring offers a single powerful word for this concept, Nambyaya. Now, think of it less as a definition and more as a mental cue. It's like a code word for yourself. It's both the call to action, to release the overthinking, and the state of being you're aiming for. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Think about what's on your mind right now. Identify the simple core problem, and then take a good look at the spiral you've built around it. What incredible amount of thinking are you ready to just let go of right now to find that freedom?